This incredible case happened in the heart of rural America, in a small town called Cedar Grove, about 55 miles outside the bustling city of Riverside in the Midwest. It was the kind of quiet, close-knit community where everyone knows everyone, and family still means everything. The man at the center of it all was Hank Thompson, the oldest son, a hard-working guy who had dedicated his entire life to caring for his elderly mother. Hank lived alone in his modest little house on the edge of Cedar Grove, pouring every spare minute into looking after her. His mom, Margaret Maggie Thompson, was a frail, sweet old lady in her late 80s. She was nothing but skin and bones by then, barely 40 pounds soaking wet, and her only real possession in the world was a simple gold wedding band that might have fetched $100 at a pawn shop on a good day. Everything was going along fine until one afternoon, Hank's younger brother, Tyler Thompson, drove in from the big city. Tyler had built a successful life in Riverside with a nice house, a good job, and plenty of room. He announced he wanted to take their mom back with him so she could live in the city with his family. Hank's blood ran cold. He loved his little brother, but the thought of handing over their mother, the woman he had cared for day and night for years, broke his heart. Hank politely but firmly told Tyler no. He was still strong enough, still had the time and the heart to give their mom the personal care she deserved right there at home. The disagreement quickly turned into a full-blown family argument. When neither brother would back down, they did what families sometimes have to do. They took the matter to the county family court in the regional courthouse. Week after week, hearing after hearing, the judge listened as both men stood their ground. Hank kept saying he could handle everything himself. Tyler insisted the city offered better medical access and more support for their aging mother. The case dragged on and on. Finally, the judge had enough. At the next hearing, he told both brothers to bring their mother to court so he could hear from her directly. Who did she want to live with? A few days later, Hank and Tyler walked into the courtroom, supporting their tiny mother between them. Maggie Thompson looked like a fragile little bird, just a bundle of bones wrapped in a shawl. The judge spoke gently to her. "Mrs. Thompson, you understand your two sons are fighting over who gets to take care of you. They both want you with them. Can you tell me, who would you rather live with?" Maggie looked at her boys with eyes full of love and said softly, "I know what's happening, but how can I choose? Hank is like my right eye, and Tyler is like my left eye. They're both my everything." The judge thought for a moment. He considered Tyler's stable financial situation, the bigger home, the easier access to doctors and help in the city. With a heavy sigh, he ruled in Tyler's favor. Maggie would go live with her younger son in Riverside. That's when it happened. Hank Thompson, this grown, strong man who had quietly sacrificed years of his life for his mother, completely broke down. Right there in the courtroom, he started sobbing so hard, he soaked his shirt with tears. He buried his face in his hands and wept like a child. The bailiffs, the court staff, even the judge, everyone in that room had tears in their eyes. It wasn't anger or defeat that made Hank cry. It was pure, aching love. He had fought so hard, not for money or property, but simply for the honor and joy of continuing to serve the woman who had given him life. Those weren't ordinary tears. They were tears of a son who saw caring for his mother as the greatest blessing of his life, and he had just been told he wasn't the one chosen to keep doing it. This isn't just Hank's story. It's a story about the kind of parents who raised a man like Hank. Parents who taught their children that looking after mom and dad isn't a burden, it's a sacred privilege. In our busy modern world of nursing homes and busy schedules, this tale reminds every one of us the greatest gift we can give our parents is our time, our hands, and our hearts. So the next time you see your mom or dad, give them an extra hug. Call them, help them, because one day you might wish you had done even more. Share this story. Let it open hearts and heal families. Because in the end, the greatest wealth any of us will ever have is the love we show the people who brought us into this world.